I was trying to figure out how that works. That's how that works. Okay, that little countdown thing's pretty good. Gets my mind right. What's up, everybody? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's going on? Let me see. Let me get some shit. Can everybody hear me okay? You guys can hear me good? Everybody can hear me good? Everybody can hear me good? Everybody see me okay? You can see me, you can hear me. Everybody's in. Good stuff. Let's see. I'm trying to do a little organizing here. I got a lot of stuff going on here that I didn't realize. All right, let's see who we got up in here. Who's up in here? Who's up in this piece? Roman's in the house. What's up, man? DJ is in the house. All Valley. Tally's in the house. What up, man? Everything's good, brother. Just been busy, man. Busy with these children. You know, this extracurricular stuff. Top choice. What up, my man? Glad you guys can join us. Chuck Nasty. Chuck Nasty. I like that. Chuck Nasty. We used to have a guy that worked with us. His name was Charles. And we used to call him Chuck. Chuck Nasty. Good stuff, man. J-Rock, what's going on, man? Immortal, what's happening? Mike, what's going on? Roofy, good evening. How's it going? Man, it's been a while. It has been a while. I need to see how long it's been because it's been a minute since I've had an opportunity to do a live. Just scheduling issues have been the worst. Scheduling has been the absolute worst. With me, I haven't really had much of an opportunity to jump on and do a live. The couple of times that I did have a chance, like schedule wise, I had a pretty jam-packed day of like physical activity that I was doing, working on the yard and stuff like that. That I was beat to hell, man. I could not do it. So anyway, yeah, I'm glad that I got a chance to get on today. There's been so much stuff going on over the last couple weeks in the hobby. I wanted to get an opportunity to the other reason too is like I really haven't like had much like time to do stuff. Like there really hasn't been a whole lot going on. But here in the last couple of weeks, things have been pretty crazy. So just happy to be back. And oh no way, Chuck, that's you. That's hilarious. Oh man. Good to see you, Chuck. Or you know, to hear from you, I guess. Oh man. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, my man Chuck. Yo. I think every so often when you're working somewhere, right? I've had a pretty long career in manufacturing and stuff like that. You guys know that. I talk about that in some of my videos and stuff from time to time. But we had a crew. Chuck Nasty was part of that crew, and he kind of came in. We kind of took him in like little brother style, fresh out of college. I mean, just green as a blade of grass, wet behind the ears. And if you guys know anything about oil and gas, old manufacturing, you know, there was a couple of guys within our team, our group, that had been through like real boom type manufacturing, just like we're talking like, you know, like parties and stuff like that. They made it through the 80s and the 90s and stuff, and they were just kind of schooling us. So I think that group of people that I used to work with and folks that used to work for me and stuff like that was probably one of the best times that I've ever had actually working for a company. Because we were all maniacs, like absolute maniacs. And my man Chuck came in just, you know, young and full of promise. And we corrupted the hell out of him in a good way, I hope. So that's my man Chuck. What up, Chuck? Chuck Nasty. So anyway, yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff. Just a lot of um, a lot of things going on. So, Birdie, hey man, y'all. So, you guys know my history with Birdie. Uh, I sent him a box of base cards that you guys have been donating as we like when we've been doing giveaways and stuff like that. I always ask if you want to donate your base. Well, what I do is I box them up. Matter of fact, I'll show you guys. So this is the next box that's going out. I take all the base that we have and I put them in like packs. I make packs of about 30 to 35 cards. And since my wife is in education, I have an abundance of people that I can give them to. Anyway, our boy Birdie here is a teacher in California. We can't all be perfect and live in Texas, but he's an educator out in California, and I have a lot of respect and a lot of love for our educators. So I sent him a box, and he sent me this. This is Rudy Tomjanovich autographed. Rudy Tomjanovich. He sent that to me as a thank you. And Birdie, I can't tell you how much I appreciate this, man. You know I'm a humongous fan, and you didn't have to do that, man. And that was beautiful of you. I appreciate that, man. So thank you for that, for this amazing gift, man. This is awesome. It pains me. It really does pain me, but I think I'm gonna have to send this to PSA to get authenticated, slabbed, and all that stuff, and then it's gonna go up on the walls up here somewhere. So again, thank you, Birdie, for that, man. Much love, brother. Thank you so much. That was awesome. See who else we got in here. Brooklyn Brian, game 5. Oh, you know what? And I don't have my I'm gonna keep up the box scores over here, but I think they're gonna I think Celtics are going to go up 3-2 tonight. A lot of people say no, but is that tonight? No, that's tomorrow. Oh, I thought it was tonight. That's tomorrow. Yeah, game 5 tomorrow. I gotta learn to read. Game 5 tomorrow. TGT is in the house. What up, man? I believe I had the 3rd seeded Warriors. You did have the 3rd seed Warriors going on to win the championship. Now, for as much as I'd like to say that was like a big like Nostradamus type thing, I mean, but you did call it. That is for damn sure. For damn sure. Elong's in the house. What up, man? What's happening? What else we got in here? Richard's in the house. Elove's in the house. Did I say Elong or did I say Elove? Elong's in the house. Elove's in the house. A lot of love in the house. Let's go. Trading cards. Cross promo. If you guys want to be part of the revamp, DM us. What are we talking about here? I'd like to donate hundreds, if not thousands, of cards to the cause. Let me know, man. We'll be in touch because I got a lot of stuff, man, that we can do. So, yo, Grunt Dad's in the house. What's happening, my man? ¿Qué pasa, paisa? Aquí en la chamba en Korea. Hey, man, there's nothing else. Pura chamba. Pura chamba, puro jale, puro desmadre. That's how we do it, man. Glad you guys can join us. Man, this is all right. It's been a while. I know it has. A lot going on. One thing I did see the other day that I saw it and then I was like, I kind of filed it in my head and then I didn't bring it up again, was that BGS has a new CEO. They hired a new CEO. Beckett hires a new CEO. Turned out that guy is not a collector at all. And I'm very weary of that. Beckett products and services. So this says, there we go. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's share. Let's share my screen. That one there. Okay. It says, Beckett, the most trusted name in the collectibles industry, today announced the appointment of Kunal Chopra as its CEO. The appointment comes amid the growing demand, I don't know about all that, for Beckett's products and services, as well as the expansion of its business into Web3 digital assets and the renewed focus on using technology to serve and propel the industry. Under his leadership, Caspian saw 200% EBITDA growth. Earnings before income tax, and then I forgot what the DA means, because it used to just be EBIT, and then it's like EBITDA. I forget what the DA means, but anyway, 600% increase in market capitalization and a staggering 1,000% shareholder return in his previous companies. So the guy's a businessman, and I don't knock a businessman. I come from a long line of businessmen. But I mean, what do you guys think? I think that in order to run a company that is built on passion, in order to run a company that's built on I might do a video on this. In order to run a company that's built on passion, because let's face it, anything in the collectible space is built on passion. It's the passion that we as fans of whatever sport and whatever team we're so passionate about our team that we are going to go buy memorabilia and collectibles that are going to display that passion. If you don't have a passion for what you're for the collectibles industry, I don't care how good of a businessman you are. I just don't ever see that panning out too well. I don't know. It's just I don't know. I get it, right? But in the long run, I just feel like you really need somebody that is in, at least at bare minimum, some sort of a collector, because then at that point you can at least understand the psyche of it all and at least go, okay, yeah, I collect spoons, so I know what it's like to want to collect something. And so because of that, I at least have that DNA. I just don't think, I don't know. I know of a very particular situation where somebody was brought into a company to develop a product for collectors and just didn't have it, didn't know what to ask, didn't know, I don't think it works. I don't think it works. Michael Stone's in the house. What's up, Red Show? It's been too long. Hope all is good. Everything is great. My kids are getting bigger by the day. They're growing like weeds. My wife somehow manages to be more beautiful every day, and I manage to not lose my mind in the midst of chaos. But everything's great, man. Keelan's in the house. What up? What up? What up? Can't wait for that World Cup. I've spoken to a couple people who collect soccer, who are big soccer collectors, and they're gearing up. They're gearing up for, a big upswing in activity for soccer. I'll tell you guys what. So a couple weeks ago, I was at the Dallas Card Show, and I had mentioned in one of the videos that I did afterwards how I saw a lot of F1 cards being bought, sold, traded, all that good stuff. And I was like, man, that's kind of cool. Whatever. I if I know, if I've said in the past that I know zero about baseball, then I know like negative 1,000 about F1, right? I don't know anything. I don't know shit. And it was funny because I had, once again, like, I have a little bit of a desire to learn baseball, which is why, I'm reaching out to some folks that are very baseball heavy guys. Because I have been dabbling a little bit in buying baseball, but I had zero desire to even like look in the direction of anything F1. I just, I don't know, which is odd because I am a motorsports guy, right? I love cars. If there's anything that I'm more passionate about than basketball, it's cars, it's vehicles. It's and I love all kinds of cars. I'm actually dabbling with the idea of doing an entire YouTube channel separate from this one that is automotive because I got a lot of things cooking in the background. I just bought a C5 Corvette, and so I'm gonna be modding the hell out of that, and then I got to build a garage. So that's, I mean, it's all like really good content type stuff, but it wouldn't be for here. But anyway, so I've been like that my whole life. I've always loved cars my whole life. I've always loved going fast. I've always loved all that stuff, and it's been interesting because a couple of weeks ago I was sitting down with my cousin. We took all our kids to like this indoor playground, Chuck E. Cheese kind of thing. And he was like, "Yo, man, have you heard?" Because we're Mexican. I'm Mexican. I was born in Mexico. He's Mexican as well. We grew up in Mexico. And he goes, "Yo, man, have you heard about the new Mexican driver in F1?" And I'm like, "Nah, I haven't. I haven't really heard anything. Like I don't follow F1, so I don't know anything about F1." Like he goes, "Man, this guy, man. His name is Sergio Perez. They call him Checo. He's like one of the baddest MFers in F1 right now." And I'm like, "But I thought that was the Hamilton dude." And he's like, "Dude, he's smoking that guy." And I was like, "Oh, that's crazy." Like I didn't really think anything of it. And then I come home literally a couple of days later, and on my Netflix suggestions, it's the Netflix series that they have for F1 called like Drive to Survive or something like that. I was like, screw it. I have a rule with new shows. If I decide that I'm going to give a show a shot, like if it looks intriguing enough, then I always do at least 3 episodes. No matter how bad those 3 episodes are, I power through at least 3 episodes, no matter what. And it served me really well in the past. And so that's how I watch new shows. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to give this F1 episode a shot. This one F1 show a shot. I'm screwed. I'm like immersed in F1. I am so captivated by it. And so much so that I've been watching it like in the living room and stuff like that. And my wife comes and she's like, "What are you watching?" And I'm like, I'm watching F1. Like, this is crazy. This stuff is amazing. Like, this is like this is the most dramatic thing I've ever witnessed from a sports standpoint. And my wife goes, "I think it's odd that you never got into F1 sooner, because like that would seemingly be something that's like right up your alley." And I'm like, "Yeah. Yeah, cuz I am up to my eyeballs in F1 right now. For the last maybe 3 or 4 days, I've been binge watching that show because that show follows the racing seasons. So like season 1 through 4 is like a playback of the 2018 racing season, 2019, 2020, and 2021, and then we are currently in season the 2022 racing season, which they just raced Azerbaijan, I think, recently, and a lot of people protested it because of the Russia thing. But what's crazy is that, like, once again, I'm a motorsport guy. I've always been into like drag racing and stuff like that. My brother has done like drag racing and stuff, and I've always loved. I have a bunch of buddies who are drag racers. I got guys that have built 1,000 horsepower drag racers, street cars. I mean, like, just I've always been a motorsport guy. But man, this F1 stuff, it's nuts. So I am all in it. And yesterday I bought my first F1 card, and you want to talk about a slippery slope. So I'll leave it at that. But anyway, it's nuts. If you like cars and you're into it, it's worth it. It's worth to kind of get into it and see what's what. I wish I knew soccer. I wish I knew soccer as well. I don't know soccer. So it's funny because my in-laws, they're retired. They're completely retired. And so they come to the house during the day and they watch my youngest, my little girl. And my father-in-law tags along with my mother-in-law just to hang out at the house. So he's not alone at their house. And he watches soccer all day long. And I bet you I could probably pick his brain for like some really good, like low level guys that are going to be up and coming. But I just wish I knew. I wish I knew soccer. I wish I knew soccer well enough to buy it. And that's the funny thing is that I won't buy unless I know it well enough. Because I've been binge watching F1, researching, reading the rules, reading the layout of the seasons, the teams, the captains, the drivers, the teammates, the cars, the everything. And it wasn't until like I've been doing like 3 or 4 days worth of like heavy, intense research. And then also a development of like my favorite drivers, my favorite teams, and things like that. Did I feel comfortable with picking up something finally on eBay the other day? So that was kind of cool. Everyone's freaking out with inflation stuff right now, and the cards being affected by it. That's why you got to collect what you like. Exactly. That is the most recession-proof advice that you could give. I mean, like, what did I pick up? I picked up something the other day that was like a super oddball thing. I can't remember what it was. Oh, I also found this little gem. Jordan Poole explosion rookie hoops explosion rookie. So that was kind of cool. It's one of the things I like doing too is whenever I rip stuff, I always save the rookies. And then go back and like 2 years later, like Jordan Poole's going off right now. So he's like little baby Curry. Bob Lazar stuff. Hey man, that Bob Lazar guy went from being a complete whack job to like he might be right. You know what pisses me off about that is that he went on the Joe Rogan show, and then he was selling, I think like limited prints of the sketch that he did of what everything looked like, and then I think he only did like 50 of them or something like that. And I was on the website and I was like, I kind of want to buy one, but I kind of don't. It's kind of like $50 for like a sketch drawing. It's kind of crazy. And then like immediately they sold out. So I was kind of pissed off. Got married on Saturday and found out I'm good. Keelan, congratulations, man. Congratulations. Omar shows up next week wearing a PS. Oh man, like a full-blown like helmet and the whole nine. That would be hilarious. Motley's in the house. What up, man? What's happening? Just talking about how I'm deep into F1 now, which is crazy. And I still got to keep watching because I'm only on the second season of that show, which is the 2019 race season, where Ricciardo first started driving for Renault, which I thought was crazy. That's another thing I thought it was nuts. It's like Renault had a racing team, but then they were the same engines that they were using were the engines that the Red Bull team was using, and then like, you know what I mean? Like, how is that not a conflict of interest? And then finally, you know, the Red Bull racing team was like, "What are we doing here? Like, screw you guys, we're out of here." And then Honda jumped on board, but then they left, and then Ricciardo went to go start driving for Red. It's crazy. It's like watching a episode of Jerry Springer or something. It's nuts. NASCAR cards going back up. Once again, this is just like I mean, we're talking oddball stuff here, right? I mean, like, just good. It's just good. There's just so much. There's like I'm gonna have to change the name of this channel because I can't just be retro hoops anymore. I have to be like, I don't know, something else, like the Mad Collector or something. I don't know, because it's insane. Peter's in the house. What's up, Peter? Right now, in the card market and economic world, it's time to collect and not speculate. That's right, man. That's right. It's time to collect and not speculate. That is the best way to put it. That's what you should always be doing, though. I mean, I know a lot of people like do prospecting and stuff like that, but it's always good to, it's always good to collect what you like. That's kind of Josh Luber Autos. Who's Josh? Who's Josh Luber? Why don't y'all start throwing out like some of this like ridiculously Josh Luber Autos, Austin, Texas. Oh, is that the collector guy? Co-founded StockX. Co-founded Sneaker Data. That's the guy. Josh Luber. Is he the Fanatics guy now? Isn't he the Fanatics guy? Like head of Fanatics? Yeah, there you go. He's the head of Fanatics. Jordan Poole played high school at the same high school and the same time my boy played football at. Nice. I think we have proof PSA is not using Geniment. Did you see that Mosaic Herbert to 15 graded a PSA 4? Then I saw something like that here recently. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, like I said, I just need like my boy Birdie sent me this Rudy T auto, and I've always said that that the PSA DNA JSA whatever it's called is pretty good in terms of like authenticating signatures and stuff. Like that's the one thing is the one thing that they're good that I feel like they're the most proficient at is identifying signatures. I know Beckett does that as well, but I can, between those two, if I pick the lesser of the two or the better of the two in that space, I would definitely say PSA is better than that. I know I said that PSA would never get my money, but I mean I gotta get this slabbed up and authenticated and all that stuff because that's a pretty cool thing. So Omar needs to make a compilation video of all the people ripping 2021 Prism and getting absolutely murdered by the $50 of a card and then getting in return. So it's funny because there's so many videos out there right now of people like getting their submissions back from like 2019, 2020. And like there's like so many people that are like, why did I send damn it, why did I send that? But it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Been buying odd stuff from my childhood, Star Trek and Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones. I didn't know they made Indiana Jones cards. That's interesting. I almost got really close to buying some I was at the Dallas card show and somebody had a box of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles stuff, like cards. I almost bought it just because it struck a nostalgia nerve with me, What's up, all? JP in the house. F1 Omar. I actually so I was working FOCA in the 80s on a film crew. I just sold 11 printing plates from last year's F1 Chrome. Still sitting on a few and some outside of the hobby boxes. And I jumped on afterwards. I was like, you know what? Maybe if I can buy a hobby box for a couple $100. Shit. Those things are in the thousands. Outside of H-Town, who's your favorite PC? So PC wise, it's basketball, I would say. It's Hakeem Olajuwon, Sean Kemp, Penny Hardaway, kind of in that order. Or I would say probably Olajuwon, Penny Hardaway, then Sean Kemp from like 90s stuff. But I mean, really, it's just all Houston Rockets stuff. Like right now, I'm like heavy into Alperen Şengün. Obviously, picking up any Jalen Greens that I can find for a decent price because those are starting to go through the roof. People are starting to realize, holy shit, man, he kicked it up at the end of the season. Like crap, this kid's actually special. So I think he's going to be poised for a breakout year. Maybe not next year because we're still going through some rebuilding. And it's probably if we end up drafting Paulo or Chet, then it's going to be like all focus on them, But if you look at the last 4 years of guys that we got Kenyon Martin Jr., then we had Jayshawn Tate, who I still think is a great talented player, and then this year we picked up Şengün, Green, Şengün, and Garuba, which again, that's kind of a good little mix. But PC for me is always Houston Rockets. Outside of that, it's Penny Hardaway, Sean Kemp, and then I was a big Clint Capella fan, or I still am a big Clint Capella fan. So I have a pretty substantial collection of Clint Capella stuff, which is kind of oddball. But yeah, that's kind of my PC. That's how I get down. Obviously the big names, right? Jordan, anything big from the 90s, I am a big Sean Kemp fan, but I also really like Gary Payton, Gary Payton fan. Detlef Shrimp was also another one of my favorite players. So there's a lot of like obscure 90s players that I like and I enjoy. So if I'm like at a card show or something and I see like a Detlef Shrimp autograph like logo patch card or something like that, that's they're selling for like $30 or something, I'll be interested in something like that. But that's kind of the PC. I'm surprised no one's mentioning the WhatsApp video of the breaker going off the rails. What? Breaker going off the rails. That's interesting. You know what? Speaking of that, I know bidding started on the triple logo. What did it go for? Does anybody know where it's at right now currently? What's the triple logo, man, at bid-wise? 1.5. Okay. I'm betting that this thing does not do any better than $3 million. I'm betting it doesn't do more than 3 mil. What do you guys think that this thing's going to do? I did my video on it. I gave you guys my thoughts. I don't think it's going to do. To be honest, I'm shocked F1 and soccer has gone off so much in the U.S. Didn't realize they were such popular sports in America. If people are banking on world collecting this stuff, it may happen. Well, so not so much soccer, because soccer, let's face it, Americans really just kind of see soccer as like in general, the American public not really into soccer. They've always seen that as like an international sport. So it never really kicked off here. But F1, I can definitely see F1 being something that, I mean, the Haas team is an American team. It's Gene Haas who owns the Haas racing team. And please don't murder me because I'm still looking at 2019. So essentially my F1 exposure has been the 2018 season, the 2019 season. I'm hoping to get caught up as soon as possible on the 2020 and the 2021 season. But as I'm looking at it, the Haas racing team was owned by Gene Haas, who's an American, and it's essentially an American team. So, I can definitely see it kicking off here. It's the pedigree of it, the motorsports, the adrenaline, the running, the racing. It's a very macho type of thing. It takes balls and guts and taking over people and crashes, and it's a very American DNA type of thing, right? So I'm definitely not surprised that it's catching steam in the United States. So. But definitely soccer it's one that's still lacking. But collecting is huge in the US, not necessarily everywhere else. Yeah. Blades in the house. What up, man? Yeah, I don't hold my breath on any of that stuff. Did you ever hear any more info on Tyler leaving HGA? Just weird to me. Somebody can start a company that took off like a rocket and then go back to doing Facebook breaks. He's doing Facebook breaks. I didn't know that's what he was doing now. That's pretty interesting. So yeah, I did have a conversation with Tyler after the fact. I've heard from like other people what happened, and then I heard from Tyler what happened, and then it's just kind of one of those things where like everybody kind of like it's But I will say this to your point. It says that you what you just said there. It's weird that someone can start a company that took off like a rocket and then go back to doing Facebook breaks. It is not uncommon for somebody to start a company from scratch in the way that Tyler did. Start being very profitable, start gaining some steam, as you mentioned, taking off like a rocket, and then have outside investors come in and invest in that company. And if the person that started the company, allows the contracts to be structured in certain ways whenever those investors are bringing in money, it's a very real possibility that those investors one day can exercise some sort of clause within that contract that'll essentially buy you out and kick you out of your own company. corporate hostile takeovers are things that go back to the 70s. I mean, it's not uncommon of for that to happen. So it doesn't surprise me, but I did talk to Tyler afterwards. He was in pretty good spirits. He's an entrepreneur at heart, so he kind of knows how this whole thing goes, and so he wasn't feeling really bad about it. He was almost I almost felt like he was relieved a little bit, because he did mention, like, man, now I get, I got this, a little bit of money back. I'm gonna be able to go and open up an LCS and do breaks and stuff like that, like I was doing before, and so he seemed to be pretty happy and content with that. So, holy shit. Reggie Miller is also a good one, right? Who doesn't love Reggie Miller? Lots of love for Akeem, but you never mentioned Yao. No love for the big man. So there's a reason for that, Bertie, is because Yao came in. When did he get drafted? 01, 01, 02? Here. Oh, he came in 97. When did stuff really kick off? Because Yao was good, but it wasn't until it was the McGrady and Yao combo that things really started kicking off. And then I started watching basketball a little bit more. So you got to remember, I graduated high school in 2002, which means that my years of like not really caring about sports kind of was between 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002. That's kind of when I started to go, hey, man, she's kind of cute. And I just stopped caring about basketball and stopped caring about anything that wasn't involved with skirt chasing. And so I kind of missed those years. And then shortly after I graduated high school, it's kind of when I had more time on my hands. And so I, started doing that. Harold Miner is also a good pick from that era as well. Baby Jordan, they called him when he got drafted, which is like almost a death sentence, right? To be called Baby Jordan. 2 million. DJB says that's what that triple logo man's going to go for. So we'll see. Panini knows that they have a golden goose with the triple logo man. Going to put like card out in the future sets. A triple with an auto, a triple with playoff jerseys, etc. Yeah, maybe. I thought that doesn't LeBron have, you know what, I didn't think about this. Doesn't LeBron have exclusive rights to his autograph, right? For Upper Deck. So yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I just don't think that they're gonna have to do something else, man. Brother was looking for me, and I was gonna like. So my brother was walking around with me in Dallas. Like I was going jumping. Yeah, so my brother's not the most how do I say it? Because I don't want to paint him in a negative light. That's not the case. He's not as social, I would say, as I am. Neither am I really, but to be honest with you, it's nothing nothing personal. Eric, what's going on, man? Little Penny rookie. I'm still looking for a good boxed version of the Little Penny doll. I can't find them. I find them from time to time, but they're always in bad shape, and they're just not that good. Yeah, see, yeah, it was 2002. So yeah, that would have been like right around my senior year of high school, when I definitely didn't care about anything sports wise. So yeah, I mean that's kind of why I didn't really develop the same, like, I don't know, I guess just look that I had for Olajuwon that I did for Yao Ming. When I was watching basketball, I watched a lot of it because of my dad. We were sitting there together watching the games, and and so for me, I just was enamored with Hakeem and the way he played ball. And I'll tell you what, though, let's just be honest about this. While I think that Yao Ming was a great player, looking back at it now and looking at some of his highlights, I mean, I don't think he was holding a candle to Olajuwon. I think Elijah one is still head and shoulders above everybody. Super angry BG. Whoa. Super angry BGS submission here. Roll of 3 months and still waiting on a sub from January 2021. Wow. That's crazy. I think my man Peter's still waiting from one for November of 2021 from PSA for 2020. He'll let me know here in a second what it was. I know Peter's waiting on one from a long time ago. Look at Golden. Top bid on an Anthony Edwards RPA is $205,000. Seriously, how is it worth that? He will never be a top 15 player. Crazy money on current player RPAs. Guys are just hedging, Peter. They're hedging. I mean, that's the only way. That's the only way you can. Nobody who. Nobody, and it sucks too because that Anthony Edwards RPA to a true collector who's a real true Anthony Edwards fan that would like to have that card and to display it and to talk about it and not in it for the flip, will never be able to afford that card because somebody wants to hedge. And I'm not saying that that's not right, but it's I don't know. I'm a collector, so it sucks. The little penny commercials. Chris Rock, they even made the doll. Yeah, they did. I'm still hunting for a good condition one. A good condition penny doll. I used to have the whole outfit, man. Like everything. That was right up my timeline, when I was in school. MJ, LeBron, Tiger Woods, all that upper deck. Yeah. But LeBron for his autograph though, right? Because I mean, obviously Panini's still making the cards, right? So upper deck has the auto rights. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so I mean it's it's one of those things, man. Where in Mexico are you from? How'd you end up in Houston? So I'm from Jalisco, from Guadalajara, a little town like maybe 2 hours west of Guadalajara. I'm smack dab. Like if you ever fly into Guadalajara, into Jalisco, into Mexico, and you go west, like you're heading towards Puerto Vallarta, you're gonna pass up my little town on the way there, and that's where I'm from. Well, that's where I was born. That's where my family's from. And then I was born there, and then my parents brought me over maybe like 6 months later, because I technically wasn't supposed to be born in Mexico. My mom went to go visit my grandmother at the time, and she had complications and stuff, and the doctor said, "Hey, look, that just you can't travel. You're gonna have that baby. That baby's gonna be Mexican." And then bounced around a little bit. My parents moved from California. I think we spent maybe some time in Oregon, I want to say, and then we spent some time in Boston, I think, or my dad did. I can't remember. And then ultimately we just landed in Houston, and I've been here ever since. So I'd say I probably arrived in Houston when I was maybe 4 years old or 3 years old, something like that. I'll have to double check with my mom, but somewhere around there. But yeah, I've been a Texas boy since I was 4 years old. 37 now, 38. 37 or 38? 2022. I'm 38. Yeah, 38. So yeah, that's how I ended up here, man. Been here forever. I always like to say that I wasn't born in Texas. I wasn't born in Houston, but I got here as soon as I could. Settled with PSA, moving on with life. My man E filed a lawsuit against PSA, and they settled. Man taking over next season for years to come. What? Ant-Man taking over. Maybe so, J-Rock, but I mean, is this RPA worth almost $250,000? I don't think so. I mean, let's face it. I mean, the guy's good, but he's not, I mean, we're talking about $250,000 here. He's very unproven. It's very, I mean, he can be a flash in the pan, and God forbid he snaps his ACL next season, and that's it. That's all she wrote. He'll never be the same, and it's just, I don't know, man. It's crazy. look. Speaking of the devil, that's what I'm telling you, man. That's what my brother was there for. He had my back. Y'all don't know. He was walking around with a backpack, and he was ready for action. Bobbles, what up, man? Yeah, looking for community opinions on a card grading. If you've got a sec, yeah, y'all head on over there and help out my man Bobbles. Got a sec after the live question. Quick question, some data I'm gathering. Right on the live tab, on the community tab for Bobbles and Ball cards. Y'all go over there and check it out. Help out my man's. I go to Jose Maria often. Jose Maria? What's Jose Maria? Powers are the best Nike sneakers. I agree. I think it was the only. I want to say. I don't know if I want to say that, but I want to say it was the only shoe that Jordan wore ever that was not a Jordan shoe. Was a Penny Hardaway shoe. I almost want to say that definitively, if I'm not mistaken. But I think the Penny Hardaway was the only shoe that Jordan was it? Did I dream that? Oh yeah, see? Yeah. Jordan wearing Penny shoes. Yeah, there you go. Boom. See, I knew I wasn't crazy. There he is. Wearing Penny Hardaway's signature shoe in the playoffs of all things. I think those were the Air Force Ones, if I'm not mistaken, or the Air Penny Ones, or the Air Flight, or it was like Nike Air Flights. Damn it! Why do I have so much useless information in my head? But yeah, good shoe. Good shoe. Considering how popular, yeah. So that's yep. Jordan wearing Penny shoe. I wish I was never got rid of basketball jerseys from back in the day. You and me both, brother. Actually, I really didn't have a whole lot of them. I had a Penny Hardaway jersey. I had a Sam Cassell jersey, a Robert Horry jersey, and I want to say that's it. I had a Derek Coleman jersey, funny enough, that somebody I bought. I have a couple. So Centenario Añejo is like my go-to. I really like that stuff. And then I don't really do. Please don't buy any tequila that has the freaking bell at the top. That's so silly. And then don't buy tequila from some muscled up Hawaiian guy that doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. And don't buy tequila from, I don't know. There's so many stupid people that are making tequilas. It's like not even funny, because I'm from Jalisco, like from Jalisco, like where they make tequila like for real, for real. So it's kind of it kind of bothers the hell out of me. But Centenario Añejo, no, I don't have. I have a little bar right here where I got a bunch of stuff, but yeah, that's my go-to if I had to. Came to Houston when 45 was being constructed. Lots of work for truckers. That's true. Oh, that's true. That makes sense because Dad was a truck driver. There you go. Now, if I could just pin that down with a year, we can figure out when that was. Oh man, I'm falling behind on the comments here. Sorry, guys. What about the Glide? Clyde the Glide. Yeah, I like Clyde. I mean, obviously came here 5 Slamma Jamma days and reunited with Elijah Wan again in the year to give us our second championship. That was awesome. One of the most iconic pictures is both of them on somebody's shoulders, big high five, big hug in the middle of the court. So that was dope too. Yeah, I mean all those guys from that era. Just a big fan. Jose Maria in Jalisco. Let's see where that's at. Jose Maria in Jalisco. Jose Maria, Jalisco. Where's that at? There's a Jesus Maria, San Jose Maria. There's a Jesus Maria and a San Jose Maria. You may be talking about his. Yeah, see, that's more east Jalisco. I'm west Jalisco. So there's tons of little towns, man, that just there's so many little towns that you'll miss it. I want to try Rare Edition. Give them a try, man. I think you'll be thoroughly impressed with their slabs. They I think they have the best slabs. They have really nice slabs. Their slabs are like museum quality as opposed to archive quality, if that makes any sense. Hopefully that makes any sense. Hopefully that makes any sense. I had the OG Bo Jacksons. I still have a pair of those in my closet from 93, 94, 93, 94. It's the first year that Nike came out with Volt, like the color Volt. I have a pair of those. And then I have a pair of Air Slants, which were also Bo Jacksons, like later on. Like an original OG pair of Air Slants. Those are pretty dope. And one Starburys. That was, man, those and one mixtapes were like so iconic. So iconic. I mean, those and one mixtapes had everybody out on the court swearing to God that they were, Skip to my Lou, that they were, what's the other guy's name? It was Skip to my Lou, half man, half amazing. The professor, little white dude, professor. I mean, just the greatest. Starting lineups coming back in September. I think, wasn't it Fanatics that bought starting lineups? Didn't they buy starting lineups too? Iconic Sports Collectibles brand starting lineup launches this fall on September 22nd on Hasbro Pulse and Fanatics Online Network. There you go. There you go. I'd love to see that come back. That it's like, I mean, it's got one right there, got one right there. It's just good stuff, man. Good stuff. Yeah, Street Ball era was the best, man. Just so much fun watching those guys play ball, and just they were dope. I don't know if you guys remember, there was a guy, he was big old dude, man. Probably, I mean, he was a good 6'5", 6'6", but he was like pushing 400 build, like pushing 400, like, but just like a big guy. And his name was Escalade. I don't know if y'all remember that. Let me see if I can find him. There's a big dude named Escalade. And one Escalade. Yeah, there he goes. Yeah, look at him. There he is. I had a buddy of mine that was built just like this guy. This big, massive dude. Troy Jackson is this guy's name. If y'all haven't seen this dude, let me see. There might be. Oh, here's a little GIF. Oh, yeah, man. That was so much fun. It was like, I liken it to like our version. Like, I say our, but like my generation's version of the Globetrotters. Like the Harlem Globetrotters. But these guys were on another level, man. It was so much fun watching that stuff. If you're a 90s kid, you must have watched Hoop Dreams. I have. Just bought NBA Street Volume 2. Wow. That's interesting. You know what I've also thought about doing too? Is I gotta find a way to do it. Because I can't figure, because I don't want to do it like and like get like kicked off the show, like get demonetized. But like play some of like the old school NBA jams and stuff like that, like just live stream. I don't know if you guys would be in that. Hot Sauce was the other guy from Atlanta. There you go. That's what his name. I was trying to think of another guy. But yeah, that's yeah, Escalade. That dude was bad, man. Big Escalade. Yeah, he was a big dude, man. I don't know if I don't see if I can pull up his stats, because that was a big brother right there, man. Escalade and one. Yeah, look at that. Dude was 6'10", 375 pounds. And can move. You hear me? Can move.
I'm so fat. Brendan, you're not fat. It's the shirt.
It's the shirt.
Look at Nate.
Come on, let's skip this crap. Let's see. This is the best of Escalade. Wow. I mean, he's 6'10", so I mean, let's. I gotta go find these And1 mixtapes. They were so much fun to watch. Just bullying people. I mean, what are you doing against a guy who's 6'10", 375 pounds, that moves like a power forward? You're not doing anything. Look at that. Look at that pass. Oop, oop. And then dunked on him. Undercut him and then dunked on him. Anyway, good stuff, man. It's just fun. It's just fun. Kimbo Slice. Kimbo Slice was playing basketball? Oliver Miller with skills. Yes. Big baby. The odds of buying cards and the value will increase. What are the odds in buying cards and the value will increase in time? What? You're gonna have to run that one by me again, Jose. What are the odds? Depends on the card, bro. I mean, yeah, yeah, dude. Good stuff, man. That was me too, man. I was out there in a 2X jersey, baggy shorts, and a headband. I could swear to God, you could not tell me I was not the professor. Everybody was. Yeah, the professor is active on YouTube. He has a pretty successful YouTube channel. He does a whole bunch of content on YouTube. Because I think he went viral whenever he dressed up like Spider-Man and went out like on the Venice boardwalk to go play basketball. And he was just like cooking dudes and nobody knew who he was. So everybody's like, who the hell is this guy? Yeah, so starting lineup coming back. Yep. All right, so starting lineups coming back. Triple Logo Man's at 1,000,005, ending in like 20 days. June 8th, June 8th, June 9th, June 10th, June 11th. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Oh, that's true. There's so much truth in this statement right here. People who couldn't afford NBA gear rocked M1 and got made fun of. 100%. 100%. I've been collecting since 1979 and have about 1/3 of my collection since then still. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Professor still consulting pros and active on street courts. He did a video about why he didn't go to the NBA. I haven't watched it. He was Mark Jackson's brother? No way. Really? Kind of looks like him. Isn't Mark Jackson like in some heat right now? Because he said like some like mad homophobic stuff. Oh, he is. Troy Jackson is Mark Jackson's brother, who is Escalade from N1. What? That's crazy. What happened to Mark? He died in his sleep of hypertensive heart disease. Oh, snap. Oh, he is. He is dead. Oh, no. Well, that's turning a smile upside down. Yeah, he passed away. That is super sad. That's super sad. Gotta take care of yourself, people. We have got to take care of ourselves. Oh man, that sucks. 2011 is when he passed away. Wow, that sucks, man. Well, God dog it. That sucks. Well, that's a very Somber way to. What's up, Alvin? What's going on, my man? Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson, card 205 with the Menendez brothers in the background. Yeah, that one. Professor helped Harden with moves and was just in the new Adam Sandler film. Have y'all seen that movie yet? I've had so many people tell me that Adam Sandler movie with the basketball kid, the Juan Ed Gomez or something like that. I can't remember his name. He was a legit NBA player. I remember I pulled a couple of his cards a while back, but I keep hearing that it's a really good movie, and I haven't watched it yet. I'm a huge Adam Sandler fan, but and I know he's like a really big basketball fan. Like he plays basketball still. Yeah, Juancho. There you go, Juancho Hernan Gomez, I think is his name. I keep hearing really good things about that movie. And I need to go watch it. As a matter of fact, just as I was coming up to log on for the live, I think my wife was watching it, and I need to go check that out. Yeah, there you go. Hustle is the name of the movie. Yeah, Juancho Hernan Gomez. Yeah, good stuff. It's a great film. Watched it with my son. Okay, so that's good to know. It's oh man, how good was he in Hidden Gems? I still think that was like an amazing movie, you know. I was telling my cousin the other day because I don't think he's watched it, or my brother hasn't watched it, or somebody that I know hasn't watched it, and I was trying to explain to them that watching Uncut Gems was probably one of the few times where a movie really had me. You know how they say like edge of your seat thrillers? Like that was like I felt exhausted after I watched that movie. And yeah, it was pretty intense. That was a pretty intense movie. Oh yeah, he gets a lot of love from the NBA folks, man, because they know. I mean, like it's hard to like deny his passion for the game. He loves basketball a lot. So yeah, it's good stuff. But yeah, I mean, he's been on a pretty good run of movies lately. His deal with Netflix has been pretty good. I mean, even Uncut Gems, like the whole tie-in with the Celtics and KD and all that other stuff was like, you know, he's pretty good, man. He's been like Brooklyn. Yeah, it's good stuff, man. Yeah, he's a hooper too. He looks like I mean, his style is basically like he's ready to play basketball at like any second. Like it's funny that people were like, you know, like, oh man, he's such, you know, like they're referring to him as like a style icon because his style is like so relaxed. And y'all don't understand. Sandler is just ready to play basketball at any given moment. He's waiting for a game to pop off because he's ready at any given time. That's why he dresses the way he dresses. It's not because he's trying to be stylish. It's not like he's trying to be like, you know, like very demure or anything like that. Just trying to be very, you know, like off, you know, saying like, oh, I don't care about fashion and this is me and blah, blah, blah. This and that. Man, look, Sandler's just ready to play ball. That's what his deal is. Sandler's ready to play basketball at any given moment, and that's how he walks in. He wakes up in the morning, gets ready, and goes, I need to be ready to play basketball at any given time today. And that's his style. And I love it. I'm all here. I'm here. I am all here for it. I love it. I hope he never changes. Seeing him in a suit is just weird. I need him in a 4X t-shirt, a Carhartt t-shirt, and a pair of 3X basketball shorts, high tube socks, and a pair of legit basketball shoes. And I'm not talking about like fancy ones. I'm talking about like, you know, old school dad shoes. You know what I'm saying? I love it. Sandler is the Jewish Woody Harrelson. Jewish man can't jump. Oh man, that's good stuff. That is good stuff. Hey, while I got y'all here, if y'all haven't already, please hit the like button on the stream. I'd appreciate if you guys would do that. If y'all would do that, that'd be great. Oh, G Medina's in the house. Hey man, better late than never, brother. Thank you for joining. Jewish man can't jump. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Anybody pick up anything good this week? Oh, let me show y'all the card that I bought. I think I might have overpaid for it, but that's okay. That's okay. I liked it. It's okay. I liked it. Here is the card that I just bought. Oh, I'm not sharing anything that I was happy to buy. So this is Sergio Perez, Checo Perez, number 250. So I was pretty happy to pick that up. Topps Chrome, number 250, Sergio Perez. Pretty cool. I picked that up. What else did I buy this week? Let me see. I haven't really been buying. You know what? I haven't really been buying a whole lot, to be honest with you guys. I've been selling off a lot of not doubles, but like I've been selling off like a lot of the things that I have acquired over time by breaking product. It's not PC stuff for me. So I just kind of been trying to unload some of that stuff. But I haven't really bought anything. Let me see. I'm really just trying to focus on my rookie chases. I'm on my rainbow chases. Oh yeah, you missed that, Padawan. Yeah. Since like earlier this week. I'm getting caught up on the Netflix series of F1, and hopefully my goal is this week to finish the 2019 racing season recap, the 2020 and the 2021, because that's seasons 2, 3, and 4 of that show on Netflix. Yeah, I'm getting into F. I'm not getting into it, brother. I'm in it. I am in it. Check this out. I picked this up the other day too. This is the other thing I'm starting to pick up a little bit more of is actual jersey cards that are player worn, certified, player worn. This is on the front of this card is an authentic piece of a jersey used by Kevin Garnett in an NBA game. You hear that, Panini? So I bought that recently. Let me see. What else did I buy? Oh, I did pick up a Rainbow Chase piece for my Alperen Şengün. My Alpi. I picked up this little piece right here, which is the blue, the super blue or hyper blue or something like that, checkerboard blue or what have you. I picked this one up because it's part of my my rainbow chase of Alperen Şengün in this year's NBA hoops. So pretty happy about that. And I think that's it. And that's not even, I didn't even pick that up this past week. I picked that up the week before, but I have not been buying a whole lot of stuff. Prior to that, Şengün, which I purchased on June 6th, the last time that I bought something was April 26th. So I have not been buying a whole lot, to be honest with you guys. That may coincide a little bit with my recent purchase of a vehicle. I bought one of my bucket list cars, which is a C5 Corvette. I bought one recently. Got a good deal on it, so I jumped on it. So I've been holding off on picking up cards here recently, but once again, it's like I'm kind of getting into F1 now, and it's like so much fun. It's fun. It's fun to get into something new and then explore that explore that newness, the newness of everything. So yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff. I've been picking up a lot of Darius Baisley. He's going to go off this year. Hit an Eric Davis auto to 50 out of a Series 2 baseball. He's a good player back in the day. Team Red Bull. So glad you asked. I cannot say. Okay, so keep in mind, my F1 exposure starts with the 2018 season and the recap from the Netflix series. And coming out of that series, I really liked Daniel Ricciardo. And I really liked I like Daniel Ricciardo, and I like the guy that is on the what's he's a crazy guy. I think he's now running Cyril, I think is his name. He's like some crazy German dude. I love that guy. So I'm developing some. I haven't quite developed like my favorite like team, my favorite driver. Obviously, the attraction to the sport came by way of my cousin telling me about Sergio Perez, Checo, but and so that kind of was like intriguing to me, and I was like, oh, that's pretty dope. A Mexican driver kicking ass in F1. And he was telling me how he was the top dog. So that kind of got me into it, and then that got me to start watching the series. And I haven't really developed a good, I haven't really developed a favorite team. I will say though that I'm starting to really like, based on what I've seen so far from the 2018 season, the 2019 season, I'm really starting to like the Renault team. They're pretty badass. I like their style, their swagger, and then obviously the Red Bull team, a lot of style, a lot of swagger there. I typically don't cheer for the superstars, which in this case would be Team Mercedes, Team Ferrari, and then I kind of like McLaren as well. So that, I kind of enjoy that stuff. And once again, that's part of the intrigue for me, is that like, man, there's some pretty cool stuff here. There's a lot of people to root for, a lot of backstories, a lot of, just a lot of stuff, man. It's so much fun. Anyway. Well, you love cars, so yeah, I can see it. Yeah, exactly. That's what my wife said when she was watching me watch some of the episodes. She's like, I'm surprised that you haven't gotten into this sooner. So there we go. I guess that's sort of like a thumbs up of sorts from my wife. So, yeah, he used to be. Okay, so he was Renault's manager. Yeah. So I'm in the middle of the 2019 season. So if you try to tell me about what happened in the 2020, 2021, or current season, it's almost like a spoiler for me because I'm trying to get caught up. I know they just raced Azerbaijan, and I know Checo like got like pole position or maybe second. He got like P2. Also, by the way, interesting fact, because I'm a motorsports guy, I've always known that Pirelli P0s were like really nice wheel like tires, like top of the line tires. But now I know what P0, like where the P0 came from, which is like, anyway, that was like a big like for me. But I wish they had MotoGP, and they picked up Valentino Rossi card from Italy. I can't wait for it to come in. Yeah, so I was telling Martha, because my wife, she was asking me, like, is Ivan into Formula One, which is my brother? And I was like, I don't think he's into Formula One, but I think he's into MotoGP, which is like essentially the same thing, just minus two wheels, right? I mean, obviously, I'm oversimplifying that, but it's so yeah. So my wife knew that you were into something, but yeah, they don't have any MotoGP cards. That would probably be something that Panini might want to try to chase down now that they're losing like all their licenses. So oh, don't tell me that, Padawan. I'm barely like on episode 2 or 3, so I need to catch up. They're so engaging though. They're so engaging, and for somebody like me who has like attention issues, there's definitely a lot to like. I'm constantly stimulated by what's going on in the racing seasons and the teams and all that stuff. I told my wife that it was really the perfect storm for me to get into F1 because of that show, because essentially I get to go back to 2018 and learn the history of F1 all the way up until this season, because every season on that show is a racing season. And so it just made it easy. I'm going to lose a lot of followers because people I'm gonna lose a lot of people on this live stream because it's like retro hoops and we're talking F1, but I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I really think I'm gonna have to change the name of this channel to like the Mad Collector or something, because I'm into so much more other than basketball, even though basketball is like my number one thing. But I'm a collector at heart. Like I have close to 75 different Batman vehicles. So like not just the Batmobile, but like things from the animated series and things from the vintage comic books and stuff like that. So I collect stuff like that. I collect a lot of stuff, man. I'm a degenerate, like a degenerate collector. So anyway, does your wife like F1? So funny enough, while I was sitting there in the living room watching a couple of episodes of the series, my wife like sat down and was watching them with me. And I was explaining a few things to her, and she was asking like questions that led me to believe that she was like intrigued by it as well. So maybe so. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. But the real collector or the truth collector? Oh, that's a good one. The real collector. Yeah. I like the degenerate collector. The degenerate collector on YouTube. Interesting. Anyway, but yeah, so it's yeah, it like aren't we all to some extent, right? Like if you're like a true collector, like a true collector, so it's a bit of an addiction, it's a bit of a vice, right? I mean, it's obviously not an unhealthy one. You could take it to unhealthy levels, obviously, but there is always going to be a little bit of degeneracy that comes along with collecting. But you are in Houston. Going to Austin is not too much of a hassle for you. So I've actually discussed this with my cousin about Austin, because I'm like maybe 4 hours away from the Circuit of the Americas. So it's not that big, but F1 in Vegas next year is going to be nuts. And I I anticipate my involvement in F1 being a lot more over the next coming weeks. But, that's the scary part, like I said. So, yeah, anyway. Yeah, I got some Pokemon stuff. You can see my... Oh, no, it's not up there anymore. Oh, yeah, it's up there. You just can't see it. It's just my first generation Snorlax. It's up there. That one's, and then I got like a lot of pops. I collect a lot of bobbleheads. I have pieces of the summit where the Rockets won their championships. I am a degenerate collector. I really am. I like buying vintage hats. Just yeah. Hi, my name is Omar, and I have a collecting problem. I already started saving for F1 Vegas next year. Man, I have to spend a fortune to go there next year. Yeah, that's I mean, it's it's getting interesting. It's definitely interesting. Aside from basketball, I was in a Pokemon. How about the Tex-Mex collectibles? I like that. That's actually not a bad name. I like that. It's a lot of marketing you can do behind that. I need to start, you know what? Honestly, I need to start getting down and putting together some merch and some stuff because I've had some people ask me about that. I've had a lot of people ask me about this hat, and for as much as I would like to tell you guys where I got this hat, the customer service for the company that I bought this hat from was the worst I've ever had in my entire life. So I definitely don't want to send them any business, but I'm working on some ideas to make my own hats and stuff like that. So, because I don't want to just plaster like a bunch of like retro hoops logo, like the logo on just like a bunch of stuff and sell that. Like I want to do like some other stuff, like, yes, it is free throw line dunk right there on the hat. But like I said, it just I wasn't happy with. It's really crappy quality. Like the hats are complete crap. The hats themselves are like absolute dog shit. They're like Chinese hats. The embroidering is like really bad, and it just I didn't like it. But anyway, I'm sure there is some sort of copyright violation, likeness rights or something. But I mean, what are they gonna do? Send me a cease and desist and whatever. I'm all into I'm into all sports and non-sports. My channel name is the same. Is in the same boat. It's in the same boat. I dig the variety though. Same here, man. It's funny though, because like like when I started this channel, I obviously didn't expect it to gain any type of notoriety. I started it so I can rip basketball cards and share it with my friends and stuff. And then it just turned into what it's turned into. And although I'm very grateful for it, It is based on a very, very narrow niche that is not at all representative of what's going on in this sick mind of mine. And I wish I could share a lot more of that with you guys, because there is a lot going on in this attention deficit hyper deficit disorder brain of mine, which would all make for some very good content. But and maybe I just might start doing it. I don't know, because I don't really like. I've never really been into it for the likes or the views or the subs or none of that stuff. Maybe I should do it. Maybe I should just change the name and just start putting out content of everything. Star Wars too is another thing that I like during the pandemic. I literally sat down, and my brother can attest to this, and binged every single bit of Star Wars content that you can binge watch. I binge watched it all. The animated series, all that stuff. The only thing I haven't done yet is played the video games, and I need to do that. So, there's a lot of Star Wars stuff that I'd like to talk about. There's a lot of Marvel stuff that I'd like to talk about. I don't know. Maybe I will. Anyway. Yep. So that's kind of what's going on in my sick brain. So we'll see. All while holding a lightsaber. You'll have to let me borrow yours, man. My brother's got a sick lightsaber that he went to. Was it Disney? Disney in Florida? I think he went to Disney in Florida and got to go to that thing where you build a lightsaber, like build your own lightsaber, which is pretty dope. Like super high quality, like CNC machined goodness, So, yeah. Or I'll do all of that with just like Darth Sidious, hat, a hood on or whatever, Yeah, it is hot right now. Juice Man, what up? Yeah, a lot of Star Wars content. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, man. There's just so much. There's so much to talk about. Really curious to hear your thoughts on all the changes with grading, PSA lowering prices, how that will affect everybody else, and will HGA ever recover? So it's a very good question. Thank you for bringing us back on track, Mike, because once again, this little ADHD light of mine, I tend to let it shine sometimes. So, so PSA, I did a video last week talking about how they recently reintroduced value level at $30. But when I did the video, it was only through a group submitter that you could attain that pricing. They recently changed that to say, and it was a $299 final value, no more than $299 final value. Well, they recently changed that to offering that price point to club members. So if you're a club member, you get that pricing. And then also they raised the final value fee to $500, so $499. Now, I think that opened up a wave of stuff for them, and the general consensus is they're going to get flooded again. And I think they really did that because they didn't want to miss out on some of the more iconic releases that are about to happen with Prism basketball, Prism football is all released. But I don't like the timing. No matter what, my premise is the following. I do not like that they are not caught up yet and they are opening additional services. I just don't like that. If you really have the muscle that you say that you have, and clearly you're putting out over 250,000 cards a week, why not just focus on getting through the backlog in its entirety so that you have a fresh slate to work off of and you can start bringing in fresh business and actually get through it in a decent amount of time? That's my thoughts on PSA. Now, I'm going to do a video on this pretty soon, which is basically like my updated thoughts on the whole thing. You asked about HGA and will they ever recover? I still hold very firm on my opinion that HGA is here to stay. And the reason why I say that is because regardless of what other people say, they are still the only company that will offer you color matched labels, that will offer you custom labels, and that have a horizontal slab offering. Nobody else is doing that. And whether people want to agree with it or not, it is a segment of the market that has demand. People want it. True collectors want their slabs to be color matched. They want to be able to display them. And again, they only have the only slab out there for a horizontal configuration that is specifically built for a horizontal card. And I think that's head and shoulders above anybody else. Nobody is offering that. Now, do they have the robust processes of a PSA? Do they have the longevity in being in the game that BGS has? Do they have the pedigree of being in the vintage game that SGC has? Do they have the history of a CSG that has some history in the space of grading and things like that than they do the comic books and all this other stuff? No, they don't have any of that. They simply have an offering that nobody is offering right now. And that is their color matched, their custom labels, and their horizontal slabs. And I think as long as they are the only ones that are offering that specific service, they will always have a market. And I don't think they're going anywhere, regardless of how bad they're doing at the moment and trying to get caught up, regardless of all the drama that happened with Tyler and all that other stuff, regardless of the issues that they're having with with authenticating and grading fake cards and all that stuff. Those are road bumps that ultimately will be accepted as road bumps in an otherwise what I feel is going to be they're going to be a staple in the hobby, and that's just how I feel about it. So yeah, that's it. That's my thoughts on everything. I keep hearing about this tag grading is going to have another grading company scrambling. I keep hearing about it, and I know they did a live here recently, so I haven't seen anything about them, so I can't really do anything. I can't really speak on them. I'm gonna have to check it out and see what's what. I've been grading with SGC for $23 a card and rare edition at $29 a card. I'll tell you what, that rare edition at $29 a card, once you get the slabs in your hand, you'll realize how much of a deal that is, because their slabs are, dare I say, the nicest. You don't let Ninja run out of gas in the gas station. You stop at the nearest. So from a manufacturing standpoint, I can understand that. You don't want to completely run out of backlog, and that's maybe what they're doing, because they did mention, hey, any new orders that we get in this $30 price point is going to go to the back of the line. So maybe that's it. And they did mention that they're almost through their things. What case / storage do you use to organize your PC? My PC is up here in these beautiful Collect 3D Prints cases, all right here, all the way up there. I can figure out how, right there, all right there, and then right there, all that stuff. So I display a lot of my PC stuff, and then anything else is just these regular old boxes right here. Which is kind of sad, because I wish I could display a lot more of this stuff, but that's kind of how I got it set up. Bush League's in the house. What up, man? How about on par with Omar in the Lone Star? On par with Omar in the Lone Star. That's not bad. The shelf case. HGA has the best slabs. HGA has really good slabs. I agree with that. But Bush League, if you haven't gotten a chance to get a rare edition slab in your hand, you'll see why I'm saying that rare edition slab wise, they have the best. They have the best. The shelf case. The shelf case is Collect 3D Prints case. But so I think I updated the links in the descriptions, so you guys can go and check those out. But get you some collect 3D print cases. So actually, you know what? My brother has a lot more than just. He's in the chat, so I'll go ahead and start going through this. So aside from the cases that he has, there's also these. He's also selling slab mags. So if you guys aren't familiar with slab mags, you guys can go check out Slab Mag. Because he makes these inserts for the slab mags, which are pretty dope. Because it allows you. Slab mags were originally made for graded cards. BGS and PSA at the moment, I think, are the only ones that they have slab mags for. It's basically like a bumper case around your phone, but it also has a UV protection plastic screen on the front, so it gives you some UV protection on there. But originally they were only making them for PSA and BGS cases. So the problem with that is that they were kind of only you can only put them in there if you had a graded card. Well, what my brother did is he collaborated with them and designed this insert, 3D printed insert that allows you to use a PSA case with a oh my god, I'm like blanking on the name of these things here. A mag case, and so it's pretty cool because then you don't have to have a graded card to be able to use a slab mag. And then also like a lot of the super duper high end cards like Flawless and National Treasure and all that stuff. I mean, if you get a really good redemption card, it comes to you in a mag, right? From Panini with a sticker on the top. You don't want to break that open. So that's another way that you can, a one touch. There you go, Juice Man. Thank you. Jesus, man. I had a brain fart like to end all brain farts. So my brother designed this insert that takes up the space and allows you to use a PSA slab mag to display a card in a one touch, which is genius. And so, but my brother also sells one touch cases as well for 35 point and 55 point, 75 point, 100 and 130. So he's actually selling them cheaper than anywhere I've ever seen. $2.40 for a mag. I think I've seen them. The cheapest that I've seen them is like almost $3 for a mag. So I think he has a deal where like if you order like the combo set, okay, yeah, for like if you order like combos, you can get a discount, and then like if you order in bulk, like if you order a bunch of them, you can get some pretty good discounts. So like buying a 20 or more will get you $2 off of each one. Buying 5 or more get you $1 off, and then buying 10 or more get you $1.50 off. So I have a link, an affiliate link, in the description of this live stream, and in the description of all my videos. If you guys want to pick up some stuff and you use that link, it's not going to change the price for you guys, but it will help out the channel. So highly urge you guys to check that out. Do you have Collect 3D? Do you or have you done camo graded holsters? Assume real tree, mossy oak, etc. is all copywritten. Ooh, that's interesting. Camo. Yeah. But yeah, check it out. This Collect 3D Prints, it's my brother's company. I don't have any affiliation with the company other than it's my brother's company. I do have an affiliate link, but just full disclosure there. But anyway, it's an amazing product. I mean, like all my stuff is, like everything that you want to display. It's all, you just put them in the cases and throw them up. He also has them for the horizontal cases from HGA. So it's just got this little kick out thing. It's you put your card in there and then just open it up and then put it on the shelf. Put your cards on the shelf, people. What are we doing here? So yeah, there we go. I can't stand cell phones, so that's a no-go for me. I can't stand cell phones. I started with the BGS 13 years ago, which made switch to PSA 2 years ago. I'll be using CSG from here on out for all things PC, the new card, non-sports, so it'll be BGS for that. Nice. Yeah, I mean, people, Pro Mold first gen with penny sleeves are the best mags. Really good for chrome cards. Yes, I agree with that. I think my brother makes a case for those as well, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, do you make them for pro molds? Pro mold is different though. I think pro mold has like this extra like little tab that my brother's trying to work around. Because he's designed everything. So big bow hunter, and I do taxidermy for whitetail as my side gigs. That's why I mentioned it. That makes sense. That makes sense. Who is going to grade your rainbow? That's a good question. And it's one that I've been putting a lot of thought into, and we'll close out with this because I didn't want to make it too too long of a live stream, but we'll close out with this. So, and the reason why I say I close out with this because I think this is a very good point to make. For as much conversation as I've been doing, and I think a lot of people really look. I've gotten so many messages in Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube, comments and things asking me my opinions on grading and grading companies, and I've been very opinionated and been very involved with grading, and I've tried a lot of companies. I've dealt with a lot of the people and the slabs and things like that. Now, that being said, when it comes to displaying what ultimately will be one of my most prized possessions once I complete the rainbow, I find myself in this position where I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, because grading is such a permanent thing to an extent. Obviously, you can crack slabs and things like that, but this isn't going to be anything that I'll be cracking out of a slab because this is 100% my PC. And I've said several times just in this live stream alone how much I really like Rare Editions slabs. I really like their slabs. Their slabs are really, really nice. But I'm wondering whether or not I want to have a grading company affiliated with such a personal and intimate PC item like this Hakeem Olajuwon Prism Rainbow is going to be. So because of that, I'm really thinking about not having them graded. I'm just putting them all in the Pro Mold sleeves. And then because I like the fact that you can put them in a penny sleeve and then put them in a mag case. So I really like that about those Pro Mold cases. But then on the flip side, I've had so many companies reach out to me and tell me like, "Hey man, like we'll cut you a good deal. We'll let's do some cross promoting. We'd love to sponsor your grading of your rainbow chase, things like that, that they can ultimately do promotions on and stuff like that." So I've kind of thought about that, but I really, really, really prior to getting my hands on a rare edition slab, I was most likely going to go with the Pro Mold. But after getting my hands on a rare edition slab, I'm really thinking about seeing if I can work with them to do some sort of a just label. No grading. I don't want anything. I don't want any grading. I just want like a custom label or something that just says Hakeem Olajuwon Rainbow 2019, 2020 Prism Rainbow, and then just have each one of them labeled with nothing, no grading, no nothing, and then just have them slabbed in those cases, because those slabs are, you really have to get your hands on them to see what I'm talking about. So, I like the fact that there's, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think their slabs are UV. I really think that I think their slabs are UV, if I'm not mistaken. The rare edition case. Yeah, I think their slabs are UV protectant. I want to say they are. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, so that's it. That's kind of where I'm at. Is I'm trying to decide. And God, his name escapes me right now. But me and my brother talked to one of the reps over there at the Dallas Card Show, and I'll probably see him again at the one in July. So maybe I'll speak to him a little bit more about it. And maybe he's watching. I don't know, but I need to really figure out what I'm going to do with that, and I really would like to talk to them about that because I think it'd be awesome to have them do it. And once again, for as much as I love SGC, I really don't want to have this set graded. And for as much as I love the tuxedo, you know, and everything that SGC is doing, if I wanted to have them graded, then I would absolutely go with SGC, hands down, no doubt about it. But I don't think I want this set graded, and I just want it protected, and I want it in the nicest slab possible. And based on my opinion right now, it's rare edition, to be honest with you guys. Not to say that their grading is the best. I'm really not sure 100% because I haven't had that much experience with their grading. I haven't had any experience with their customer service. I haven't had any experience with their submission flow. I haven't had any experience with anything. They reached out to me. They sent me a couple of examples. And just on the slab alone, I'm impressed. But we'll see. Anyway. So that's probably gonna do it for tonight. Been a huge CSG with their new labels and grading everything now for me. They are on the rise for sure. Yeah, they don't need to be graded. It's just a nice set. That would be the downfall of all the grading a rainbow. Yeah, that would suck because ideally what you would like is for everything to have a 10 or everything to have a 9. Like this thing right here was such a crapshoot. My 3 Team USAs. And I sent in multiples to HGA, and luckily I did manage to get a 9, 9, and a 9. So my OCD is happy. But for one I would take your set and throw them all in nice one touches. No need for the grade. I agree, Pete. I really do. I agree. That's not. I mean, that's definitely a second, a really good second choice. But I don't know. I'll rack up some conversations with the guys over at Rare Edition and see kind of what they might have available, or what they might be able to do, or what they'd be willing to do. And then again, there's also the idea the idea of price, right? Price is a big thing. I mean, I can buy, my brother can probably, I can probably get my brother to, hand me over enough slabs. I mean, enough mag cases to display it. But then it's it's that kind of situation. But as opposed to spending $30 a card, or even, I mean, if they give me a good price break, let's say they just gave it to me at 20, there's 42. It's almost $1,000. So we'll see. Oh, so they are UV and waterproof, which is dope. So that's good. Yeah. Since to be your crown jewel, you want to be the most aesthetically pleasing to you. Exactly, Juice Man. That's what I'm talking about. I want to be able to look at it and feel happy with it, Keep them in clear one-touch mags and save piles. Spend those on little penny dolls. That's right. Yeah, that's true. One-touch customs for your brother's cases. Yeah. So I was talking to my brother about this, and he's like, why don't you put them all in, in cases and display them? Because ultimately what I want to do is I want to build like a frame, like a custom frame, custom display shelf, display frame for the whole set. And to do that in these, in these is going to be, it's just going to be very, very, very bulky. So this is a great thing for the shelf, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be displaying these in a shelf. I'll be displaying them in their own frame. They're going to get their own special frame. So, yeah, I agree. Not all cards need to be slabbed. You know. That's it. Was Alex. It was Alex. That was his name. Yeah. Funny story. So he pulls up on me, right? He walks up to me. He recognized me. Obviously, I had never seen him before. I never met him in person. We had talked a couple times. So he walks up to me. I was at the front receptionist desk. I was trying to find out where the ATM was. And he comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, Retro Hoops." And I was like, "Oh yeah, man, the restrooms, they're right over there. Like, it just kind of turn the corner, there's a sign right there that says restrooms." And he goes, "No, man, Retro Hoops." I go, "Oh shit, man, I thought I heard you say restrooms." So I was like, it's like awkward. But he was super cool, man. He was super cool to talk to. He even invited us over. Like, I was trying to, but I got lost in the sauce of the day, and I never went back to go chat with him because we were supposed to set up some stuff. But and then he even messaged me afterwards, and he's like, "Hey, man, I know you know, hustle and bustle of the show and stuff like that, but you know, let's link up." So yeah, but that was pretty funny. He's like, "Hey, Retro Hoops." I'm like, "Yeah, restrooms are over there, bro. Like, I don't work here." You know? But yeah, that was good stuff. But anyway, all right. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up, folks. Thank you guys again so much. I promise you, I'm gonna try to, you know, there's things are calming down a little bit more now. My kids are out of baseball and stuff, so we'll have hopefully a little bit more time to do these going forward every Sunday. So I did have a nice long conversation with my boy Bobbles and Ball Cards yesterday. We were talking about, man, we had such a great conversation, man. It was awesome. And before we kind of broke off that conversation, he did mention that he had been wanting to put something together podcast style, once a week, maybe an hour, to get together and talk about pickups and things like that. So I hope he doesn't mind me kind of putting that out there, but we kind of agreed to kind of circle back and see what we can put together, because for the first time I talked to him, we've messaged on Facebook a lot, but I actually talked to him for the first time yesterday, and I think we were chatting for about an hour, just about everything, collectibles and cards and stuff like that. And it was a really good, genuine chat. I really liked his vibe. So hopefully we'll be able to put something together, and kind of try to do something on a weekly basis, podcast style, and kind of see what comes out of that. So we'll see. But anyway, stay tuned for that. Might be a name change coming soon. I'm gonna go watch a couple episodes of F1 before I hit the sack. And yeah, so thank you to everybody that hung out tonight. Thank you guys for chilling, hanging out, commenting. Those of you that commented, thank you very much. And please don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. And if you're not a subscriber, hopefully this little rant and this little chat here will hopefully bring you on board. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit the like button on the way out. We'll catch you guys next week. I got a really interesting card that I'm going to highlight next week for my oddball card sleeper, monsters lying in wake next week, that I think you guys are really going to enjoy, because I'm going to really put some effort into putting this video together. So anyway, you guys be safe. I love you. Appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.